What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to PlayStation Generation, episode 55. My name is Matt, and I'll be your host for today's events. I'm joined, as always, returning to the show, the man who bleeds gold and black and gold, Mr. Cortland Long. What's up, Court?
I am so more wanting to go back to what did you forget? Right before, so for the people listening, or the audio listeners, Matt, right before he went live and clicked into the intro, it was like, oh, I forgot. And then went into the intro and did not, tell us what we forgot.
Us on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, seriously.
You'll both find out in just a sec. How are you, Court? How's it been? It's been a little while since we've had you hanging out with us here. What's going on?
It's been a whirlwind.
I've visited.
I've been to Alberta. I've been to twice. I've been to British Columbia, and I've been to the hockey rink 4 to 5 times a week. I literally planned my travel for work around her hockey schedule. So one time I left on the Sunday and then came back on the Tuesday night so that I could be there on the Wednesday. It was a thing.
Dang, dude. But all went well. Things are good.
She made the team. Yes.
She made the team.
Oh, awesome.
She made the damn team, which is fantastic. Shout out to your little one, just kicking all the ass all the time. I'm excited to hear about what games you've been playing because I'm sure you've just had so much time for gaming.
Actually, I've been playing a game.
Wait, before you tell us about that, joining us again, of course, as always, is the man who refers to himself as the Hammer, but don't ask why because he'll tell you later. What's up, Danira-kun?
Hi.
He looks confused on why he's the Hammer.
No, it's because it was a bit for one.
You
thing.
have a hammer? Is that what he's talking about?
No, I predicted something and I said, "Call me the Hammer" because I nailed it. And
I thought you had a hammer. I was trying to make you feel.
I do have two.
Yeah, you have two. That doesn't even make any sense.
Yes, it does.
I mean,
one's rubber and one's metal.
And Rice comes in doing a little motion there, sexual suggestion as well.
Rice is actually for the audio listeners at home. Rice is full on making a pour over right now on cam. That's incredible, dude.
How do you have coffee this late at night? What are you on crack?
Rice, my dude.
He's on mute. Doesn't even matter.
PlayStation Hokage, yeah. PlayStation Hokage. What's up, my dude? How are you?
What up? It's decaf. It's decaf.
You just like it for the taste?
A little decaf pour over.
Yeah. Just I like an evening coffee.
Have you tried
tea?
But not to keep. What's that?
Have you tried tea?
I work at a roastery.
I know.
And so I'm partial to coffee. I do drink tea. So yeah, sometimes it is a tea.
I feel you though, dude. Sometimes I just want an evening coffee just for the taste and the vibes, but obviously then I don't sleep. But sometimes it's just a coffee is the way to go. I feel you.
And I'm being social. I'm hanging out with you guys. Also, Court. Oh my gosh, so good to see you. Had to fix myself a little bit.
I was gonna say, you got a little anxious there. You got a little.
I know. I was just like,
you put a hat on.
He's here. I know.
You're like, hold on, let me just clean up my bangs.
Thank goodness he's not seeing my hair right now, cause that's not happening right now.
On this week's show, we're going to be talking about Death Stranding 2. We're going to be talking about Destiny 2. We're going to be talking about Gears of War. So strap in and prepare thyself for the adventure of a lifetime.
Strap in or strap on.
Whatever tickles your pickle, whatever floats your fancy, you do what you will. We don't shame and hate here.
Yeah.
Court, my dude, what you been playing?
Hold on a second. Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
We definitely shame.
First, we shame for things that are worth shaming.
Okay.
Right.
I want to make that clear. So what have I been playing?
Yeah, what you been playing?
Thanks to our friends over at PlayStation, I have been playing Days Gone, and
okay,
I want to give a little backstory of Days Gone. Days Gone came out, and I think, Matt, we talked about this once, and we actually had to look up the dates, and we were like, I wonder what did make it so I didn't play that game. It wasn't Breath of the Wild. It was something else.
We talked about this, and then we figured it out, and then we forgot. I'm going to go back into this. Continue on.
When Days Gone came out the first time, I started playing it, and I got very annoyed with the bike mechanic. Very annoyed.
Right.
To the point of you got to be kidding me. And I also found as soon as it got dark, I'm like, oh God, the hordes are coming out. I'm going to be dead. I don't know. Maybe it's the right time for it. I'm playing it on my PlayStation 5 Pro. It looks beautiful. It's not like Horizon remastered though. It doesn't. it doesn't scream to me PlayStation 5. It
Mm.
screams to me PlayStation 4 Pro. Still looks good.
Mm.
Or sorry, just PlayStation 5. It doesn't have, you know what I'm talking about, Matt? Like when you play Horizon, you're like, whoa, that looks so much.
Well, I mean, Horizon they basically rebuilt from the ground up. This is not that. Like Days Gone, I think environmentally does look quite good. I think the environments, the fog, the lighting does look pretty like next gen. The character models still look like ass,
Correct.
in my
And
opinion.
but I also found that some of the lighting doesn't work properly. Like you can actually see it like in stages.
Yes, it like flickers. It's like somebody's
Yeah.
like playing with the light switch just off of cam.
But I will say like 60 frames per second in 4K. The game looks great.
Mm.
The motorcycle mechanics, it's great. The combat is great. I'm really enjoying it, and I get the whole amount of people that are like, "That's a good game. Like, why didn't everybody give it a chance?" Because I'm really digging it. I am about 20 hours into the game. I'm doing everything you can possibly do in the game. I've already like figured out like just go take a nap. Please do not be
Sheesh.
awake during the night. But I will say this, with the new lighting mechanics, the game is scary. Like when you're riding the bike
Okay.
at night and you've got your light on
Hmm.
and you can see pretty much only where the headlight is and you can hear things around you with the surround sound because I'm wearing it and playing it with headphones because a friend of mine suggested to play it with headphones and I 1000% agree because then you can hear like the wolves that are chasing you or the freakers coming out from you from either side when you're going through the mountaintops and such. It is a very good game. I will say Deacon John, he's all right.
Yeah.
I feel you, Court. Coming back to it, like I am enjoying it more than I did then. But I talked about it a few weeks ago. I basically had to. I can't take this game seriously. I think the story and the writing is really like quite bad. I think it's the worst part of the entire package. And I think coming into it initially, I tried to take it seriously because that's what the game obviously wants you to do. But it's not working for me. I've kind of reframed my mind as it's like a B movie or like a CW show. Like you just kind of can't take it seriously and you'll enjoy it more if you don't.
I'll agree. I think, and this sounds weird. Like I'm at a point in the story where Deacon John is asked why he still wears his patch, and he's like, "Well, it's just because." And I'm just like, "Well, that's what." Like he has such the story of his fiance or his wife. I still haven't figured that out. His girl. It's great and all, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it was because the game. I think the game came out when they were making Sons of Anarchy was still like a thing, and I get it, and I get the whole bike mechanic because it's easier to get around the world and you don't have cars. But I almost don't think he needs to be a biker. And his whole backwards hat thing, even though it actually drives me nuts because the hat doesn't have. It's like a fitted hat, but it doesn't look good. I don't know. Maybe it's the graphics. It like drives me insane. Deacon John is a character because I liked the Force was it Force Unleashed when he plays in that Star Wars game he plays the same actor.
Yeah. The dark Star Wars. Where
Yes,
you're
yes.
yeah.
I thought
Force
I thought
Unleashed, I
that
think you're right.
yeah, I thought he played well in this, but for some reason in this he's not believable as this biker guy and it just doesn't flow for me. And then they have this other side character where you go to this camp who's like this hip hop guy and they almost look alike and it kind of drives me insane.
It's the writing, dude. I don't think it's the voice actors. I don't think it's the voice actor. I think it's the direction that they were given and the writing and like it just feel like it has about as much like undertone or subtext as a sledgehammer does. Like he's like, "Oh, I'm stabbing this guy and I'm getting angry because I lost my wife years ago, but I lost her." Like it's like, yeah, we get it, bro. Well,
Now,
you've said one thing
I
this
haven't
entire game.
finished the game. I think I've already figured out the twist and it's like annoying and I figured it out like right away because like you're following these scientists doing the black helicopter and you've got I will say this there is there's good pieces they could have done something with like the
Sure.
different factions are like
Yeah.
one's the slave drivers and one's the conspiracy
Right.
theorists or the magas as we like to call them in my brain right now
Ma-
but like there are all these different groups right of the camps that you're joining, and I think there was something there, and I think it's a very good game, and I actually have to agree with the fans of the game. You could use a second game of this. You just got to figure out a way to do it, but you could do it. And
I think they
I
built.
think I figured out that his wife or girlfriend, she ain't dead, and I've been following her the whole time in that black chopper. And I don't tell me if I'm right or wrong, but like that's
Yeah.
driving me insane because it was like the second time I'm like following this person. I'm like, it's a female. I'm like, wait a second. Why do I keep following a female? But I can't hear her. But if it ends up being that, that's the dumbest writing I've ever heard in my life because how did he not recognize her voice? The amount of times I have to do follow missions to listen to her talking to somebody about what's going on because she's a scientist. So I'm just, oh, if that ends up being the right thing, I'm going to be so mad at this video game.
Listen, dude's a bit dumb, regardless of what it. I haven't reached the end of the game yet either, so I can't confirm or deny in any way. But yeah, I mean, the dude again, about as much as intelligence as a plank of wood. Like this guy isn't out here doing any math anytime soon.
Yet he was like an army ranger and all this stuff. Like I was like, okay, this explains his like how good he is with like a rifle and like
Right? Yeah.
how he's still alive. But at the same time, I'm a biker. Like what?
Yeah. To answer your question, or your earlier question, Court, there's really nothing else that came out around this game. Because I don't see Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, being the thing that pulled you away.
Maybe
Nor
it was
was
just
it Yakuza
fatigue at the
Kiwami
time,
2.
or
Could have been just time and place. Because
I'm liking it.
yeah.
I'll say this right now. It is a very for someone who has it, and they probably maybe the same as me, and you'll have to pay that $15 upgrade right now. I think it's worth it. It's a $15 game because right now I'm still in the waiting for Indiana Jones and Forza Horizon 5 to go on sale because I ain't buying them at $100 because that is not happening.
You better buy them while they're at
Unless
$100
a
before they're
friend of this
120.
show, who's on this show knows some people over at the Green Place and could just maybe get me the game. But like I'm waiting.
Speaking of friends who blah blah
No
blah
people
blah,
at the
blah.
Green Place.
What's up, Bryce? What you been playing?
What up? I have actually been digging into a game called Towerborn.
Oh,
I didn't know much about this game prior to my sister getting some codes, and doing some posts on socials. It is a co-op kind of RPG.
Dude, that package was ridiculous.
Oh man, they gave him a lot of stuff.
Seriously.
And so my son now has the blanket
Nice.
with the horns. It's like a snuggie, and with a hoodie and with horns and stuff. It's really cute.
Oh, I thought you were going to use that in the bedroom, but continue.
I mean, there was this other one where you could look like a fox, and yeah, that was more my speed. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So we all know how foxy you can be, my friend.
I was pleasantly surprised with the experience of this game. I honestly wasn't thinking much of it, but it is a cooperative experience, and so I don't know that I would kind of solo queue this game, but playing it with friends is super fun. You can the combat is super fluid. I think that my fighting game background actually lent itself to some of the combos that you could do, and that's pretty satisfying in a a 4-player cooperative beat 'em up RPG-esque game. So yeah, grinding that with friends has been super fun. Aside from that, I've actually been touching grass this week. Doing a lot of yard work,
In what
prepping for
game?
my son's birthday. What's that?
In what game?
And what game?
All that lawn mowing.
My
simulator.
backyard.
Dude, the weeds this
Yeah.
year are ridiculous.
Awful, bro.
Yes.
Like I've been
Awful.
I have gone out in the front of my house for the past 4 days and I'm just like this year I'm just not going to let them win, and it's driving me insane.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
See,
So yeah, adulting.
Hell yeah, dude. Coming around your son's birthday around the corner.
Yeah, he has requested a Mario Kart party, so we're gonna.
Hell
Does
spend
that
yeah.
it in
involve
the
a Switch
backyard.
2?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a Switch 1, but
Hell yeah.
Mario
He has
Kart
no clue.
nonetheless. He has no clue.
He'll
Yeah,
have a blast.
yeah, I can wait. It's
Hell
all
yeah,
good.
dude.
We'll bum off of Matt's experiences for a while.
Yay. And Court. I think Court locked the pre-order as well.
Oh, your
Yeah,
day
yeah.
one too? Yeah, all right.
And Denny.
Congratulations.
And Denny.
So-
Yeah.
My daughter, it's actually I told her I gave her when she made the rep team. I gave her a card First, to say how proud I was of her. Like, to be totally honest, I'm not the coach. Like, she did this all on her own.
Of course. Yeah.
And she opened it up, and there was a little thing saying, Switch 2 coming this date with Mario Kart World. She was losing her mind.
Hell yeah.
I said to Matt, it was pretty much the only reason I was going to get her. And it's, because she did this all on her own. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
The Nintendo Switch is hers. She
That's
plays it
awesome.
all the time. So I was like, you know what? I'll get her the Switch 2. She's going to be we're going to be traveling for hockey a lot. So
That's a good
it's hers.
point. Good
Yeah.
call. Denny, my
Dude,
dude,
what a memory. That's a core memory right there.
for real, honestly. Not just Rep Team, but also Switch 2. And like, so can you imagine like you're out traveling for hockey, you're sitting
This will be
down
her
with your
first
hockey
console.
with your teammates, rocking
Like
some Mario
her
Kart.
first console.
Good for
So
her.
this will be like the Switch. We've owned all the other consoles. This one I said, like, this is yours.
That's so sick.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Denny, my dude, what you been playing?
I'm
Himself?
still on
Himself.
sometimes. No, I'm still on Expedition 33 actually.
Yes.
I just
good.
finished the first act.
Okay.
So, it's
Feels
game, man.
still in the feels.
it's a game. I normally skip a lot of cutscenes when I play games because sometimes I get sick and tired. I'm just like, you know what? Let me just get through this game. I'm so over it. I think it says I've played about 11 hours so far, and I have yet to even think about skipping a cutscene unless I've already watched it.
I was gonna say you best not be skipping any cutscenes in this game, Denny.
It's
Wow.
incredible.
You best not be skipping any cutscenes.
It's a game, man. It's a hell of a game. So yeah,
How are
no,
you doing
playing it, loving it.
with the dodges and parries.
So better. And I feel like, because you mentioned your fighting game prowess, like I feel like that would probably come in handy, or if you were any like rhythm based game player,
Mhm.
once you kind of get to know it and you kind of see like the tells and then you get the timing down, it's a lot easier to start, parrying and getting all those counters down.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
in the
feel-
future, moving forward, for our fantasy critic, if you review a game, you no longer can have it in your fantasy critic.
Oh.
Too bad.
I'm just saying, that is a
Oh.
rule for next year.
No, it's
So
not.
Matt
Oh,
yes,
okay.
it will
No, it's not.
definitely be.
I
a rule
like
next
that
not.
rule.
year.
That's a good
I
one.
think it's a
That's
fair rule.
No, that is
Yeah.
fair because you
It's
could
a
totally
fair
screw
rule.
it.
I don't
Because Matt, so
care.
far, if you actually look at his list, he's reviewed every game
You
Right.
better believe it.
and
Yeah.
scored them.
Right.
So
You better
nope.
believe it.
So
You
if
better
Matt
believe it.
wins, is there an asterisk next to his name this year?
Nope.
1000%.
I
He is the Barry Bonds
Absolutely
of
not.
this show.
I don't know what that means.
Court
See?
coming back with the
But
accountability hammer,
was-
bro.
They got to hold Matt accountable.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Listen. I was honest about my intentions from the start. It's not my fault y'all didn't play the game. It's not my
Jeez.
fault you didn't play the game. And I would like to just
Nope.
I would just like to bring up
Nope.
the fact that Court starts making a fuss after his counter pick went very very south,
Oh, very.
and
sad.
and
Grand Theft
and
Auto's gone too. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
his counter and the game that he was counter picked with also went very very south. So I just want to say that there's only
No, I
kind
wasn't
of a
counterpicked on
problem.
GTA. I was counterpicked on Assassin's Creed. That didn't go south.
You were counter picked on GTA, my bro.
No, I was already
No,
a counterpicked on
picked?
Assassin's Creed.
It was the assassin. I think
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
It's Assassin's Creed.
Are we looking it up?
I'm looking it up because I could have sworn Denny counter picked the GTA.
He could have. I could have been counterpicked on two things, but I knew Assassin's Creed was counterpicked, and it wasn't that bad.
That wasn't that bad.
I still
Um,
like it, but it's.
I'm still
Yeah,
actually
dude.
playing it.
Yeah, dude. Denny counter picked on your GTA.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Rice counter picked your Assassin's Creed Shadow.
Oh, I'm already
I
out.
know.
Like I'm out. I'm out.
I counterpicked Assassin's Creed and I'm playing the hell out of that game right now.
Matt's already won this damn thing. It doesn't even matter.
I know.
Let's just take
Now
a
it's a
look real
race
quick
to second, essentially.
here. Court's at 2.
Yeah.
Minus 23 on Claire Obscure. It's
Damn.
incredible. I'm at 70. Um,
Holy shit.
Denny's at 0.
Let's go. Why?
And Rice is at 9.
9.
You haven't had anything come out yet, Denny. That's why.
But hold on. Can
Yeah.
we go
Give
up to
time, give
Matt's?
time.
Matt.
and
Out of the ones, go to Matt's.
yeah, I've reviewed
So-
all of these.
You reviewed every one of them,
100%, bro.
and he scored them, and his score counts towards these points.
I mean,
Mhm.
That's the worst part, dude.
you do what you gotta.
He-
Yeah, but
he
listen,
pulled-
listen,
he-
listen though.
He pulled
listen,
it.
though.
What's it called? What was that game that I always make fun of for on Xbox that everybody gave like really good scores to, and it's terrible? But you say it's okay, but it's not game of the year. But
Which-
people say it's game of the year.
Pentiment.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the
no.
Like that's the most hilarious
the thing,
reviewed
here's the thing,
game
Court.
ever.
Here's the
That's
thing,
like
Court.
That's like the movies that you watch and like, oh man, this movie wasn't great. And everybody's like, oh, that's Oscar worthy. Pentiment is so bad.
Okay, but here's the thing.
But people were like game of the year when that thing came out because Xbox people were like, that's all we have.
Listen,
Just give us this. Just give us this.
My single review would not edge things in any particular direction. It's not
Doesn't
like all of
matter.
these games got like
It-
all these games got like
asterisk.
5s out of 10s,
Asterix.
and I
you're
gave it a
Barry
10 out
Bonds,
of
buddy.
10.
Barry Bonds.
I don't know what that
Mm.
means, but okay, yeah, I'm Barry Bonds.
Damn.
Look at me, Mr. Bonds.
Do you know what?
Call me
Would
007,
it make sense
Mr.
if I
Bonds.
called you Alex Rodriguez?
You
No,
have
Jose
to know
Canseco.
that it doesn't.
Zero
Jose Canseco,
references.
Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire.
I think you
Rafael
just need to get
Palmeiro.
out of the realm of baseball.
Okay.
Yeah, you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hold on, Denny. There's no realm
Here's the
that
thing.
I
I
Here's
can
the
know.
thing, Court.
explain.
Court,
Okay.
Court,
I
here's
know.
the thing.
Okay.
I could not name you 5 baseball teams. I will make that claim right now. I could
Oh,
not name you 5
You know
baseball
what?
teams.
Speaking of 5, because we're here and I'm just derailed this whole thing and it doesn't even matter. How many of those movies besides Back to the Future have you watched?
Oh, I'm so glad you brought this up.
Good
Thank you.
question.
At least 3 out of 5.
Ooh.
Okay.
And what was your reviews?
I haven't brought them up because I was waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to talk about them without you being here.
Touche.
I'm
We
I'm
did
fine.
hold off.
Yeah, like I watched at least 3 out of 5. I'm trying to find the list again, so that way I can honestly.
The last
tell
I
you what
checked,
have watched.
you hadn't watched Back to the Future, right?
I no, you had I hadn't when you asked me about it. I have watched it since then.
Okay.
Mother
Rice and I are waiting a bated breath on that review because we
Yeah,
might not
dude.
be friends with you anymore if you
I
say
know.
what we think you're gonna say.
Listen, I'm the 00 Barry Bonds. Okay, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
That's not the reference. Please no.
That's not-
Stop.
I'm
Just
dead.
stop. No.
Where the fuck was this list? Hold on.
So Matt, just to make you understand the reference of
You
calling
have to know I don't care.
Barry Bonds. No, it's a pretty good one though, because like Denny, there was layers to that. Right?
Oh yeah.
There was
Yeah.
layers.
So Barry
bro.
Bonds set the home run record in Major League Baseball, and then it was found out after that he was cheating by taking steroids, just like
Mm.
you cheated by winning the fantasy critic and reviewing the games and giving them scores.
Okay, I lied. I watched 2 out of 5.
Oh,
I'm honest. I did watch Back to the Future.
okay.
Okay.
I really liked it. I really liked it with one asterisk that I really made me uncomfortable on the over-reliant incest angle that they kept playing with. That was the one thing. Other than that, I thought the movie was class.
That's the comedy part.
Yeah, but it's
And also the basis of a Futurama episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
How-
Yes.
So Futurama, Rick and Morty is based on Back to the Future.
Back to
So
the
that'll
Future,
blow your mind. So that is Doc and Marty. The
Yeah,
two
that
characters
I
of Rick
knew.
and Morty. And then yes,
Like,
Futurama
it's
actually has like
it's
5 or 6
valid.
episodes.
yeah.
Like it's valid.
I
It's
think it
valid.
was just like a
but-
little. They went a little too far in on it. If they made the joke a couple times, that one
Sure.
thing, but it was like a consistent and persistent plot point. I thought the acting was great. I thought I died laughing when like right before he's about to go like Back to the Future. The friggin' like terrorists coming in and just start shooting things
No,
up.
that's Back to
I-
the Past. He doesn't go to the future until
Yeah,
the
yeah.
very
Sorry,
end
you're
of
right.
the
Yes,
movie.
yeah. When they time traveled the first time, they're like in the parking lot just hanging out, and all of a sudden this like friggin' 4x4 pulls up with like terrorists and shit. I was like,
It's a
"What?"
Volkswagen.
I'm like, what
van.
is happening? What
Yo.
is happening? It caught me so off guard.
The
And,
Libyans.
and like in a good way. I found it. Yeah,
I
I
can
thought
like
I-
quote that movie.
So have you not seen any pictures of your grandparents as younger people?
me?
Yeah, like IRL.
I have.
You have? Yeah, your grandmother was.
I
in a
never.
fatty belt?
Listen. I never looked at pictures of like my grandma in her youth, and I'm like, damn! If only I had been alive 60 years ago. Shot missed.
I laugh when he's in the
that
car with her.
conversation-
He's like, Jesus, you smoke too?
Right,
yeah.
yeah. There are funny moments in it, but I just feel like it's so reliant on that specific plot point.
It's
and
really
they-
not. I think you're really just pushing a lot on. I appreciate it. Like your point is valid, but it's not relying on that. It's just it's reliant on him getting his parents to have sex, which is even more funny if you
Right.
think about it.
I like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and
That's
I thought
what the movie is relying on, man. I just want to get you understand this.
I think it holds up way friggin' better than Batman, like by a country mile. So right now I'll put Back to
Wow.
the Future, and then I'll put Batman, and
Which
then
is
I'll,
fine.
I'll,
Back to the
I'll watch
Future
another
is
one. I'll watch
A
another one this week.
quintessential considered a perfect movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh.
Really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you liked it. It's very
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. Let's do some news, folks. We're gonna start. Oh wait, I've been playing more
No
Days
one cares.
Gone. Let's go play some news. And I've also been playing this little indie game called Peppered. I don't know if it's on PlayStation, but I'll have a review up on the site
That's
in the next few
okay.
days.
Rice just talked about a game he's playing on Xbox.
Yeah, it's it's called itself an existential platformer, and I have to say, like, it's pretty friggin' out there, but it's a lot of fun. The narrative and the story is a trip, and from what I can tell, the choices that you make have like drastically different outcomes on, like, I think the entirety of the game is only like 2 to 3 hours long, but the choices that you make alter things so significantly that you're basically playing a different game at points depending on what happens and how you kind of make your way through
So
the
it's
game.
life.
Yeah, it's I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm really enjoying it. So I'll have a review on the site soon, but yeah, just wanted to shout Peppered out for anybody who's looking for a really weird but really fun experience. It's been a blast. Let's start.
That's the commercial. That's the review commercial. Really weird, but a blast.
Yep,
What a blast.
100%. And I feel like they would appreciate me saying so. Let's start with the Death Stranding 2 Rock Block. We got a couple stories that we're talking about. Coming from the PlayStation blog, there's an on the beach hands-on report. A bunch of folks went hands-on with Death Stranding 2 over the last couple weeks. Played 30 hours of the game, which is just wild. And by all accounts,
crazy.
Everybody says it's Death Stranding again.
Yeah, people supposedly got to play it at PAX East, like behind closed doors.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because apparently there was like a dedicated press event where they were.
Well, I figured because Jake Baldino was in that. If you watch his latest video, he's in this weird spot.
Yeah, they went to Kojima Productions. They played it for apparently 4 days. Like they were on site for 4 days playing Death Stranding.
Okay,
That's insane.
By all accounts, it continues to be incredible. Like if you like the first one, it sounds like the second one takes everything that it does and takes it further.
It's a UPS simulator instead of a Purelator simulator.
Apparently there's a lot of there's more Metal Gear DNA in this one with there's more combat, there's more stealth. They do a lot more with it because Kojima apparently said, like, he heard from the fans that they wanted more things, so there is a lot more of that in the game. Depending on who you talk to, who you listen to, some people say that it's really good. Some people say like it works well enough. And then I'm just also going to introduce, because I mean we haven't played it, but just wanted to shout that out. But they also unveiled a new DualSense, Death Stranding 2 on the beach DualSense. Court, my dude, you've been out for a minute. How are we feeling about the DualSense?
Hot take.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's just a logo in the middle and 2 on the side. I think that compared to what Xbox does with their custom controllers, like that new Doom controller that looks disgusting.
Bad
ass. I think, unfortunately, PlayStation should just walk away from this one if they're just going to give you a little decal and put 2 things on the side and not do anything. I think they should have changed the buttons. I think they should have done something more drastic with it. Otherwise, why buy this?
Like, Court. I agree with you.
Oh my god! I feel so many people on the internet loving this thing. I was like, oh my god!
I do see a lot of people liking it, but like for me, the string of many of their controllers, I would say up until like I think Astrobot was their last interesting one, given the way that they do things. But like all they ever do, like this is a black controller with stickers on it.
Correct.
Like they don't. You have so many interesting creative things that you could be doing with these IPs. The Doom controller is a fantastic shout out because it's actually interesting to look at. It's not the fucking Fortnite controller again.
Yep.
I hate that thing so goddamn much. Like, and again, like the 30th anniversary controller, they mess with the colors, they mess with the buttons, they do more with
Spider-Man controller. Very cool.
Awesome. Again, awesomely implemented. But I feel like their last string of special editions, the Helldivers one, this one, the fucking Fortnite one, it's just stickers on a controller. Like they're not doing anything more interesting with it than that, which is disappointing in my opinion. Rice, am I wrong?
Not at all, dude. Because like, yo, wow me. Like fucking wow me, bro. Like, what is this? What is this like? Okay. Like I
put a baby in that controller.
I don't know, like
oh my god, make it see-through on the back and have it so that the rumble accesses or whatever, they look like a baby. Like that, Matt, like that's perfect.
You have Xbox putting cheeks on controllers for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Cheeks, you know that sells. Cheeks sell,
bro.
Dude.
You know,
I don't
have a tube coming out of it or something. You know,
Denny,
Crazy.
tell me
Yes.
what you think.
I'm on the I don't care boat.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not that exciting. So I don't know. I can't really say anything that hasn't already been
Yeah,
said.
dude.
So
I just hope they do something more interesting with their controls moving forward, because like these ain't it, in my opinion. Like if
Nah.
you like it, power to you. Happy you do. This is a miss for me.
And it's
100%.
interesting because it's Kojima. You would have thought that he would have been shown this and be like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Because you know what it feels like to me. The PlayStation, when Xbox brings out a controller, I'm like, "Wow, that's a piece of art." When PlayStation brings it out, I'm like, "What is this? Just like DLC? Like what the hell is this thing?
Yeah.
Like you're charging? Like why am I paying for this?"
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like they need to get a little bit more creative with their output, because again, like, or especially because like again, they have a controller that looks exactly like this minus the stickers. It's the Midnight Black controller. That's all it is.
Dude, the Hogwarts Legacy one looks like this too. The exact same thing.
The God of War
Right.
so
one,
did
like
the
there's
Final Fantasy 16 one.
Yep.
the God of War one, the Fortnite one, the friggin' other collection, like there's some of these other collections. It's all the same. Astrobot at least gets a pass because they at least play with the colors in ways that like you can't get those colors elsewhere on a different controller, so they at least do something interesting with it. Still a miss that those eyes don't blink, but like at
Yup.
least there's things that they're doing with
Like
it.
put some texture on the thing. Like they don't do it.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen like all the controllers that Xbox has ever done? Like, have you seen the KFC controller they have?
KFC is
Yeah.
friggin' wild.
Dude, you know what one is one of
It's
my favorites?
grease-proof.
What?
Yeah.
It's
So
grease-proof?
Xbox and KFC collaborated to make an Xbox One controller, and it's actually grease proof. And like the PR kit that it came in is it's buried under a bucket of chicken to prove a point.
That is hilarious.
It's so
See-
smart.
That's funny and that's cool. And it's like, okay, that's different. Like,
Yeah.
why is Sony not doing something like that? I'm sure they could.
Yeah.
Because they'd rather have like here's
They
a
don't care
giveaway
enough
with
about it.
William Nylander and what?
I'm
You
gonna
don't
put my
even make a freaking hockey game.
I'm gonna put my court hat on and be like, they probably just don't want to mess with their manufacturing sites any more than they have to. They're like, because I'm sure like if they were going to be putting things that were physically different, they'd have to make new things, new
That's the
casings,
most
whatever,
me
whatever.
thing. They like money.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like, I
Yeah,
feel like
they
this
like
is
money.
this is the lowest effort that they could put in to making a special edition. For them to do any more would require more work and more investment, and I guess they just don't want to.
And my apologies, Matt. William Nylander is the NHL hockey player for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Their latest thing that they're talking about on Instagram. I said a name of a hockey player and didn't give more to it.
Listen,
so I apologize.
I'm sure William Moonlander is great.
No.
Let's keep things going. We're gonna take a step into Rice County here, because
Rice
Destiny 2 Prophecy and Fate arrives July 15th. We got full details from Bungie. Rice, I'm not gonna lie, I did not read this. I did not watch whatever there was talking about. Tell me what I need to know and tell me how you feel about it, because I don't think anybody else gives a shit.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Okay. So this is probably intriguing for anybody who has played Destiny and kind of followed the lore throughout. There has been this faction called the Nine, who has kind of remained a mystery throughout our whole journey as a Guardian. And we have some, little bits here and there of who the Nine are. We've interacted with certain individuals appointed by the Nine, but there's still some huge mysteries around who they are and what their ultimate purpose is. Like, are they ultimately trying to hold this universe together? Are they actually in favor of the Guardians, or are they eventually gonna fuck shit up?
Mhm.
And so I think that this expansion will draw people in if they're interested in finding out more about the Nine.
Mhm.
I have I have minimal excitement. I could
Oh.
be proven wrong. I will probably jump in for a bit. It's just that like I am so kind of like done with investing time and not really feeling like there is a big payoff, or even just like following the trajectory of Bungie and what's happening with the storytelling.
Mhm.
I think maybe I was done at the final shape because it kind of gave me that closure of the 10-year saga. And now that I know and I'm aware that the way that they're releasing content is kind of a non-linear storytelling. I can kind of let it go. But check in again when it comes out.
Yeah, I believe you not at all.
Yeah, I know.
So is this like a new expansion on the level of the final shape? Or obviously, because I think they talked about how they're going to be doing more regular drops, but low and
Mhm.
like in smaller batches compared to their here's your next big
Yeah.
expansion. How much are you expecting out of this?
I don't think that I don't think that it's going to reach the kind of bigness that at the scale that the final shape was. There's just so much riding on the final shape, and that hype, I think, even in the community has simmered.
Mhm.
So this is kind of like, okay, we're for those of us who are still playing and still actively engaging in the content, following our seasonal passes and really grinding those uh chore like leveling up sequences. I think this is more like a, okay, so here's some lore. Here's some lore that you've been long waiting for, and that you will probably want to invest in to see how the universe is going to expand. But is it going to feel like the final shape? I don't think so.
So you think this is much more targeted at existing players, not in any way to bring anybody new in?
I don't no. Yeah, I don't think
All right.
so. Because this is definitely like, I feel like it's deep lore stuff.
Okay.
So
Fair.
if people jump in, I certainly hope that there is, a very small barrier of entry, but yeah, it's tough. It's tough to say.
Well, I look forward to hearing about you only playing Destiny when July hits. So please be excited for that. Just as we should be excited for a new PlayStation Studio, because starting from the PlayStation blog, we are welcoming Team LFG to the PlayStation Studios family.
Can we say that LFG stands for Let's Fucking
Let's
Go?
fucking
Like,
go,
okay,
right? I
I
mean,
just wanna make
I
sure.
don't know what else. I don't know what else it can stand for.
Like, seriously.
Team
Looking for group.
Leapfrog Games. Um, Today, okay, I'm just gonna read straight.
Leapfrog game. Jesus, you are such a dad by saying that.
Well, I'm gonna pull this back around because I'm gonna read the statement coming from directly from them. There's a bunch of folks that are new studio coming from US, Canada. They have ship titles like Destiny, Halo, League of Legends, Fortnite, Roblox, and Rec Room. LFG stands for looking for group in this case. We want our players to feel excited when they log on to discover their teammates already hanging out online. We want our players to recognize familiar names and to make myths and memes out of each other. We want our players to love remembering that one time where they pulled off that play that changed the whole story of the match. As we say on the team, that's the good stuff. We will make immersive multiplayer worlds propelled by action games that players can learn, play, and master for countless hours. We want to build our games with our communities, inviting players to be a part of the development process through early access play tests. It is critical that we stay nimble enough to react to player feedback, not just in lead up to launch, but throughout the service. Our first game is a team-based action game
Oh god, this
that
is the worst sentence
draws
ever.
inspiration from fighting games, platformers, MOBAs, life sims, and frog type games.
Here's what I'm about to say. Our
hold on.
first game
Players
is going
will-
to get us shut down after it releases.
Players will inhabit a lighthearted comedic world set in a brand new mythic science fantasy universe. We can't wait to reveal more.
Yeah,
Denny, I'm going to give you the floor on this one because I feel like we've been very critical at some of these things that PlayStation has been doing. And now we have PlayStation, after shutting down a litany of live service projects, we now have Team LFG coming in with a team-based action game that draws inspiration from fighting games, platformers, MOBAs, life sims, and frog type games. Denny, how are we feeling?
I don't have high hopes. I don't.
All right, moving on.
That's it. No high hopes.
Go on.
Oh, Jesus, Murphy.
So what do
They're
you
like Disney right now putting out movies. Like, what are they doing here?
You're throwing
Yeah.
shit on the wall and seeing what sticks.
Oh, it's so bad.
listen?
Like, Just give us an infamous game. Stop being idiots.
I hope that we are wrong because I feel
We're
like
not wrong.
because I don't want any studio to come out and flop and fall flat on their face. That sucks. All these folks clearly give a shit about what they're building, but like Rec Room, Fortnite, like they are very clearly bringing together folks from live service backgrounds to now make a live service game. How far along in development, how whatever, but like they're calling out platformers, fighting games, MOBAs, and whatever frog type games means.
What does that even mean?
I gotta look
I don't-
this up.
Kid Icarus? Like I know because the jumping like almost like a platformer, but not a platformer. Like
I feel like some of their characters are gonna look like frogs. I don't know what else.
Battletoads, the
Yeah.
MOBA.
Maybe.
Oh no, that's next. That's the green guys, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I mean, who knows anymore? I don't know.
I guess
yeah.
green guys and the blue guys are best friends now.
Nothing about this announcement instills any faith or curiosity in me.
Dude, the fact that you're talking about this and not the Mafia 2 trailer is just baffling me because who cares? PlayStation is now driving me insane with their studios, and then now they come out and say, "I'm sorry, I'm stripping up." I've
your
been gone
shit,
for
bro.
a bit. They come out and say, "We screwed up. We shouldn't be doing all these MOBAs. We shouldn't be doing these live service games." And then they're like, "Boo!" A month later, they're like, "Maybe they forgot. We have a new studio. It's going to be a live service game." Like, what are you doing? They just did this in
Agreed.
MLB The Show. So MLB The Show released at first, it was amazing. Everything about Diamond Dynasty was fantastic. And then just recently they drop a new program and they're like, you know that thing that you guys got mad at us about last year and we said that we weren't going to do it anymore. And the first two programs didn't have it. Yeah, we're going to hide the good cards behind packs. And,
No way.
Oh yeah. And the whole community's pissed and people are going to stop playing it. They couldn't help
Oof.
themselves.
Wait,
Yo.
hold on. Can I cut in for a second?
100%.
Cut in.
Can you go back to that site or whatever you were just reading right now?
I was reading from the PlayStation blog itself. Hold on, I'll pull it back up.
I'm gonna send you a link.
Here's the PlayStation blog.
Okay. I just sent you a link on Discord because
Okay, hold on, I'm switching.
maybe we're gonna be getting something sooner rather than later.
What makes it worse? Was it Horizon?
Coming from Games Radar Plus, written by where's the Austin Wood.
Oh, interesting.
Look at the date.
Bungie's next secret game,
Yep.
this is from August 18, 2023, is out in the open. It's a team-based sci-fi and whatever frog type means. Denny with the hot journalistic take here.
Gee.
Look
Over
at the
3 years
second
ago,
paragraph.
Cryptic job listings of Destiny 2 and now Marathon developer Bungie pointed towards a small-scale incubation project with a comedic tone. It looks like that mystery game has finally been unveiled, and we've got more than job listings to go off this time. In a post to its main Twitter, Bungie confirmed that it's hiring for something new. What is this new thing exactly? Well, it's a quote-unquote team-based action game inspired by several genres in a brand new science fantasy universe. More specifically, it draws inspiration from fighting games, platformers, MOBAs, life sims, and frog-type games, wrapped up in a lighthearted comedic world. This is word for word.
So is
Yeah.
Let's Fucking Go part of Bungie?
They
spawned
were
off from Bungie, I guess.
They were. They spun them out into their own studio. But this was like almost 2 years ago that this went up. And this was literally like verbatim what that announcement was.
Interesting.
The writer
You,
continues, I'm going to
Denny.
stop you right there,
Denny,
Bungie.
you
What is
gotta
a
wear like a
frog type
little-
game?
A monocle here and put on a little hat
See?
with a little pipe, and you're Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I do wonder if they're putting this out there because they're going to be talking about this game around Summer Game Fest. If this thing has been cooking for at least a couple of years and they're hiring for it, maybe they talked about early access. They clearly want.
I
People
can't
are-
wait to be disappointed.
I hope against hope that at the very least, at early access or however this is going to come out, put it straight into PlayStation Plus. Don't
Yes.
doom it like you did Concord. Like give this game an
Yes.
opportunity to stand on its own legs. Let people in and figure out what works and what doesn't.
Mhm.
Just put it straight into PlayStation Plus. Don't put a fucking dollar tag on this game like you're about to with Marathon.
I want when we all got Concord earlier and we were playing it and I'm playing with Matt and Steve and they're like, no, there's bits and pieces here. And I'm like,
There's
no,
potential.
this game kind of stinks. They're like, no, just give it some time. And then like
Yeah.
a week later,
2
the game
days
is
later.
canceled. I'm like,
Yeah, it's dead in the ground. There was piece and pieces. Let's
but you were playing Marvel Rivals. There was no bits and pieces with that game in the way.
No, that game's fantastic. Let's talk about what Court brought up because I left it off, but I forgot Court's here. Wesley
you.
Inpool on IGN. Mafia the Old Country tells a story that doesn't
I
require
forgot
a
Court's
quote
here. We'll
unquote
talk about
massive
Old
time
Country game.
commitment. Publisher sets price at $50 and announced release date. Mafia the Old Country has a release date August 8th, 2025 across PlayStation 5 and others. Hangar 13 dropped a new trailer showcasing off as well. Interesting that
Trailer looks unbelievable.
Trailer's cool. I'm going
Mhm.
to pull it up in a sec.
Unbelievable.
Standard edition going to be $50 USD across all platforms. So that's just like 130 in your right arm Canadian.
Yeah.
And interesting that they confirm kind of further down that it's not open world.
No, so the last Mafia 3 was based in New Orleans.
New Orleans,
New
yes.
Orleans.
New Orleans, during the 70s, like right after the Vietnam War. And it was
Yes.
open world, but most of the Mafia games are like semi-open world. Like Mafia 1, you can actually play the remaster of it. It's unbelievable. That game is it. They did it from the ground up. It looks, if you like story driven and you want to put in like 12 hours and play
Yeah.
like a Mafia game, like Goodfellas type thing, it's a movie, Matt, from back in the day.
I know Goodfellas is.
Okay.
Never watched it, but
I
I
just
know
want
what
to
it
make
is.
sure. It is very good because the story, because we talked about how Days Gone, the combat and the gameplay is great, but the story isn't good.
Mhm.
The Mafia games, the story, Hangar 13 does a phenomenal job in their
Yes.
story development. They're so good. Their characters are there's no loose ends. They do a very good job of, even with any side character, they flesh everything out and you feel
Building
like
mysteries.
you feel like you're watching a movie.
Yeah.
This game looks fantastic.
This looks amazing.
And the
Yeah.
rumor it's like a 12-hour game and you get a action adventure story in the Mafia world and
Court-
everybody's going to like it.
Court, if this is Mafia Uncharted, I'm in. I'm
That's
much
what it
more.
would be, Matt.
I'm
It
now
would be.
looks
much
like
more excited about this, knowing that it's just a straightforward story. It's not open world. There isn't a ton of bloat to it. That makes me much more excited about this game in a way that I never really cared previously.
Mhm.
I think I'm in, dude. This looks great. I gotta say.
This looks great. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, I would say, because I think it might be on PlayStation Plus, or it's either that or it's on Game Pass. I would suggest going back and playing the original Mafia game because
Mm.
it's good. Like
Mhm.
the story of it is phenomenal, and there's no bloat to it at all, Matt.
Mhm.
Do you remember? Did you ever play the Godfather games?
No.
From back in the day. So the
Nope.
Godfather games
The
had
EA
zero bloat.
ones?
Yeah, and then they put
Yeah,
out the
yeah.
Godfather 2, and then that one had the bloat.
Mhm.
Godfather, Mafia 3 didn't hit for the fans of the Mafia series. Mafia 1 and Mafia 2 was like semi-open world, but
Yes.
the city wasn't that big. And it
Mhm.
was great too, as well. Great writing, and you can actually play the remaster of that. But Mafia 3 is where even they lost me because they tried to like GTA it,
Mhm.
which
Yeah,
was
it doesn't
very
need that.
frustrating. Are you a fan, Rice, of the Mafia games?
I'm not a huge fan. I've only dabbled in the games, but from what I've played, I've actually quite enjoyed. But that kind of footprint of narrative and storytelling and just kind of drawing you into these characters. Remember, Matt, last time we were talking about Expedition,
Yeah.
and just just within a few lines, you're invested because backstories are told within those few lines.
Mhm.
I feel that way about Mafia characters. So it's worth checking out if you haven't played the games. And yeah, that's
I
what
might have
And
to.
it's different. It's not we're so playing everything is either in the future or it's a war or so on and
Yeah.
so. Mafia it's literally like watching a movie. Like it's
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
It's very cinematic.
I
Yeah.
thought they were much like longer than that, but if this is like a 10 to 12-hour jaunt, I might.
No, they're not long at
stick
all. If you
around.
just stick to the story, they're not long at all.
All right.
And the
Mhm.
gunplay is not bad either.
Let's continue down a Mafia-esque road because Rockstar, out of nowhere, just like PlayStation did with Ghost of Yotei, dropped a new Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. This is coming from us here at Console Creatures. This was written by, I believe it was Bobby. Oh my god, so many pictures. Holy shit, Bobby. Yeah, Bobby.
Matt, do not play the trailer.
No, I'm not going
Yeah.
to.
Okay.
Um,
They'll kick our butts.
Yeah, it is a meaty, almost 3-minute story trailer, kind of setting the tone, introducing us to some of the characters, and we got a release date, May 26th, 2026, officially
Sorry,
pushing it
Court.
out of this year. Rockstar said, "All of you investors, get fucked. We're moving this
What
thing."
did you see that their stock dropped?
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
that thing's gonna come back. They don't. They
It
ain't
will,
worried.
but it was hilarious. Like I said, their investors were pissed.
I'm sure, but this game will make them so much goddamn money that they're not even gonna think about it.
And I should have saw it coming as soon as Borderlands was releasing. When it was releasing, it was like, you guys suck.
Mhm.
Well, we thought it was the opposite, right? We thought Ghost of Yotei and Borderlands were getting like out of the.
They
again,
were.
GTA's way.
I think Ghost of Yotei was. I don't think Borderlands was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Fair.
it's coming. We just talked about GTA, so we're not going to dwell on this too much. We'll talk about it more once we actually see gameplay. Looks great. Graphics look insane.
Looks fantastic.
May of next year. Coming up quick, and well, maybe May of next year, assuming that it doesn't get delayed again.
I
Let's
think
jump-
someone was. I saw a video of someone talking, and they said that what's the last? Jesus, the Western game,
Red Dead
Red Dead
Redemption.
Red
Redemption.
Dead.
Yeah, it was delayed 3 times.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Grand Theft before that was delayed 3 times. So we got
Yeah.
one more time.
Prepare thyselves.
It'll come out October 2026.
Yeah, it feels right. Feels right. Gears of War Reloaded launches August 26, 2025. This is
Cannot
again
wait.
coming from us, Console Creatures, written by the Don himself, Bobby. Coming August 26th to Xbox across their stuff and PlayStation 5. Mike Crum, the studio head of the Coalition, basically went on to say that Gears of War Reloaded is a celebration of one of gaming's most iconic franchises, featuring 4K resolution, 120 frames per second support, and the ultimate multiplayer experience with cross progression and cross play across all platforms. That is
Let's go.
fucking dope.
Yeah.
Definitive way to experience the game.
Are we gonna have to have an Xbox account?
Probably.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we do.
probably.
Probably.
And then
Yep.
I can't
A
wait for people
Microsoft
to get mad
account
at that
unlocks
when it's
full
not that big of a deal.
cross-platform functionality. Microsoft has been doing that though.
Yeah.
That's not a that's like that's not a-
Microsoft account unlocks. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to
Um,
get trophies playing this game.
60 frames in
Yes.
campaign,
Yeah.
120 frames in multiplayer. I just want to say that I am super stoked that the multiplayer is intact. A lot of these remasters kind of gut that multiplayer, but Gears of
Totally.
War, when I think of Gears of War, especially that original, that multiplayer is so integral to that experience. I'm really happy
man. Yeah.
they're not getting rid of it. Well, even not even co-op, like the PvP.
Oh, the
Oh,
PvP.
like the
you
two-
mean.
Right,
Yeah,
two
yeah,
death
yeah,
yeah,
matches
You
and
gotta,
stuff
you
like
gotta
that.
get your green
Yeah.
guys. You gotta
Yeah.
get us help this on this. This is Gears of War, boy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You gotta get the green guys to hook us up.
Mm,
Mm,
mm.
mm, mm, mm.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I just the floodgates are officially opened. If there was never any doubt before, Gears of War is kind of
So-
the canary in the coal mine.
I
Halo's
want to go
coming.
back almost like a year, Matt.
Mhm.
We literally talked, and I went on like a whole rant, and then you were like, you went and like started going like the pieces are all here. Halo's coming,
Halo's coming.
It's coming, bro.
dude. Game
any-
Awards, they will announce Halo Master Chief Collection to PS5, and it will be the #1 selling game of 2026.
Here, I'm going to take it
Besides
one,
Grand Theft Auto.
I'm going to take it one step further. I think they'll shadow drop it.
Really, eh? At the
Why
Game
not?
Oh
Awards?
yeah.
Why
I
not?
believe it.
Yeah. Why not, dude? What a splash that would be. Can you
That
imagine
game
saying
will be
Halo,
selling- that
Frog
game
is on
will sell so
PS5,
much.
Master
Frog,
Chief,
Green, Master Chief, Bungie,
Bungie.
bro?
I mean,
I'm saying.
who knows?
Gears, for anybody who hasn't played Gears of War that's been a PlayStation
Games
fan
of-
their entire life, like it's fantastic. It's incredible.
So
Like,
good.
so good. Also awesome for Xbox players that owned the already up-res version. They get this for free. So anybody that has it on that side is going to get the new better version at no cost.
Can we have the conversation now that we have Forza? We have Indy.
Mhm.
We
Gears of
now
War's
have
around the corner.
Gears, and I think it's a foregone conclusion because every game, pretty much, Xbox is saying like every game they're bringing out is coming, and we know Starfield's coming because it got rated in Korea or whatever.
Yeah.
That game's coming.
Yo,
Is there a reason to own an Xbox?
Game Pass.
everything is an Xbox.
But you don't. You can play it on your PC. You can play it on your
But-
Steam Deck.
But assuming that your PC isn't strong enough,
My phone is an Xbox, right?
That's true.
That's
Cloud
the
gaming.
Cloud gaming. Yeah. So yeah, Game Pass.
the one thing, like, if you want to have things downloadable and
Mm.
without worrying about them, that's kind of the only reason to
Fair.
have an Xbox
Fair.
anymore. Like for me, my PC is fine, but I have the Series X. I use it because I like to just pull the games from off Game Pass. The streaming
Sure.
can be hit or miss, whatever, so on and so forth. That's pretty much the only reason. Now, the one massive asterisk that I'll say, given that we've just talked about how much their prices have gone up,
Mhm.
is that enough for you to want?
That's very expensive to spend
Just-
$800 plus Game Pass.
Yeah.
Just buy it on the resale market. They're dirt cheap on Facebook Marketplace.
For now.
Mm.
I'd rather go and spend $200 and buy a Series S even than
Yeah.
what's the new price for a Series S? Like 400 and something Canadian.
But Matt has a good point
480.
though, for now.
Yeah.
When people like get hip to, did I just say get hip? What the fuck?
Dude.
It's not
Dude,
coffee, bro.
you've been touching grass too long.
No, dude, I'm a boomer now.
Do you need your nightly Tums?
But it's true. Once people kind of, damn, I see. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out a different way to say that. But if they figure it out, you know, maybe
Hip to
marketplace
B
prices
square.
will go up too.
I'm gonna pull in Chris Zazer, who writes in. He wrote in days before I even asked. Shout out to Chris. That's initiative that I like to see. Saying,
Dude,
"I'm
he's my
super early."
trading partner in Pokemon TCG right now.
Yeah, he's the best, man. I'm super early, but how are we feeling about Gears of War coming to PlayStation? Amped, bro. Stoked.
So
So
hyped.
hyped,
I'm
bro.
so hype level. Like right now, I said my 2 biggest games that I'm waiting to play besides Ghosts of Yotei are Indiana Jones and Forza. I am waiting because I know Xbox is going to put them on sale. Like,
Yep.
hey,
Yeah.
they're like Ubisoft. They're putting everything on sale. So I'm
Yep.
just waiting because I'm not
2 weeks
spending.
in.
I can't, as a dad whose kid is now playing rep hockey, I can't afford to pay $100 for a video game.
And a
You
Switch
don't
2
have
on there.
time.
And a Switch 2. Yeah, but I had to get that for Denny. The amount
No,
of travel we have to do,
yeah.
like this is the only way I'm gonna live.
Gotta
It's the only
gotta
way.
get it. Gotta
This
get
is
it.
the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. One last Matt story to round things out before we jump into some questions, because
damn it.
Trails in the Sky first chapter launching on September 19th on PC, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. This is coming from, I think, either Dennis. Trails in the Sky, the first chapter, remake of the
Trails in the
2004
Sky.
classic that kicked off Falcom's beloved turn-based RPG franchise, is launching on September 19th. I am
Sounds like
incredibly excited for this. The base game still holds up, still one of the best RPGs of all time. Now it's getting a complete visual glow up. A lot of
Ooh, that's pretty.
these games are incredible. That I will say that anybody who's looking at a way into this franchise that's like 13 games deep and they're all interconnected and they all build on one another, this is the way. This is the OG. This is the one that started. Estelle and Joshua are still 2 of the best characters. The villain in this story. This game is fucking incredible. Second chapter is even better, and this series is just so special. There's so many people who haven't played them because they've been inaccessible to some extent or form. I'm so happy this exists. It looks beautiful. Coming in September for any JRPG fans or any RPG fans, this is a must play this year. This series is criminally slept on, and I'm excited that people will have a new way into it because it's just so fucking good. Denny, you're an RPG guy. Have you played any of the Trails games?
No, and that's the one thing that threw me off. I've heard the series. I haven't played any of them, and I've even slept on this announcement, so I'm ready to play it.
That's what I want to hear, Denny. That's what I want to hear.
Denny,
Couple.
no.
Yes.
We do not encourage Matt on anything.
Oh,
You gotta encourage Matt a
me.
little bit.
We encourage me sometimes. I'm.
Oh my
I shit you
Court,
not.
where'd he go?
That wasn't even me.
Oh,
I didn't even kick him.
He kicked us all out. It wasn't like he just kicked me out. He
No,
kicked
no,
us
no.
all out.
We were all still
all of
here.
You
us out.
disappeared, bro.
You disappeared.
Oh, Jesus. Can I go home now?
You are home.
We thought-
More minutes.
I was
That
gonna
was
be like, yo,
fast.
he left.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, I didn't even kick him that time. That
Is
was
it because maybe it's because I'm streaming the hockey game at the same time and I'm throttling myself here.
yeah. Just you
This is
always
Sportsnet.
throttle yourself. on
Denny's
camera.
watching the game. I can see it.
Don't bring me into this conversation right now.
I can laugh because I was like,
this the
when
Leafs?
commercials are not happening.
Yeah.
I can see Denny's
Even I hear
eyes
they're choking.
shift. And then when the goal was scored, I could see like the torment in his face, and that's why I was like,
Even
but I'm
even
happy.
I've heard
I
about
want
the
the
Leafs.
Panthers to win.
well, I just want my first round pick.
Okay.
I want my second round pick, to be honest.
You know, Danny understands what I'm saying. I just can't just win the second round. I just want my first round pick.
Let's round out with some questions. Black Wyver writes in saying, I recently watched Sonic 3 and absolutely loved it. Questions for the show. First one, let's tackle them one by one. What's your favorite live action adaptation of a game?
Oh,
I think for me, The Last of Us season 1.
I was gonna say,
Oh, yeah.
are we
Has to
counting
be up
this?
there.
I'll say season 2 because
We're gonna have we have to have a whole podcast about that.
it's pretty.
I know. When
A
it's
bit.
over, I
When
feel
it's
like
over.
we just need
It
one
got-
whole episode.
I hope it gets better tonight. I do. I just hope.
Yeah,
it does.
we have a big conversation to talk about. But I think season 1 of The Last of Us has to be up there, if not like
Yeah.
the pinnacle.
Yeah.
I really like the Sonic movies. They're a lot of fun.
I was gonna say the Sonic movies are actually the pinnacle. They're
Sonic
very
movies
good.
are great. They're super fun.
They are.
And Sonic 3 in particular was like,
Hype as hell, dude.
Fantastic.
oh, so good. So good.
I'm sorry, Sonic movies are pinnacle because The Last of Us, Sonic 1, 2, and 3, all good. The Last
All
of Us,
fantastic.
Because
mm,
well, I guess they said adaptation, not
Yeah.
necessarily movie or show, right? Okay.
Yeah. They said live action adaptation.
Live
So,
I'm
action.
saying the Sonic movies. They're
Um,
fantastic.
I really like Detective Pikachu.
And special shout out to Mortal Kombat from the 90s because that was great.
Yes.
Even shout out to the recent Mortal Kombat. It was pretty decent. I gotta say, pretty fun.
Could've been
Wait,
better.
when does
Could've been better, yeah.
the second one of the recent franchise coming out?
Next year, I
Just-
think they just did
yeah.
a film test or screen test of it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd followed some press, and apparently they had listened to fans about the first one, and there's a lot more fights in
Hell
this sequel. So,
Yeah.
Don't
Mortal
hold your hopes
Kombat,
up
the
for the
movie,
sequel.
the original that we got to see, it was very good.
bro,
The
it was
95
so
one.
good,
So good.
so good. where like violence was sorry.
Hey, pop quiz for you. Where was the very first time Raiden made an appearance when it wasn't so before he became an appearance in Mortal Kombat the video game, he
Mhm.
actually appeared in a movie. What movie was it?
Oh shit.
Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah, oh my god, Denny.
Yo, that is a deep cut. Holy shit. Nice one, Denny.
You know exactly the scene I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And he is called Raiden in it.
Okay. This isn't the best by any standards. I think I'm gonna give this one just as like a shout out because it's completely ridiculous. And if anybody has seen the live action adaptation of Street Fighter,
Yes.
With Jean-Claude
With
Van Damme?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's
So
like,
cheesy but good.
it's so cheesy and it's so
It's-
bad, but you gotta
it's
watch
funny.
it.
It's funny to think that that's now the good Street Fighter movie after
I
Legend of
know.
Chun-Li came
Isn't that
out.
hilarious?
I know.
Dude, you know what's funny? All those movies that we watched, the adaptations of the video games back in the day, we were like, these are terrible. We like compared them to He-Man. Remember how bad He-Man was?
Yeah.
But now you watch He-Man, and you're like, Dolph Lundgren killed it. That's a good
This is kind of
movie."
a classic, bro.
I don't-
Great question.
Matt
I
just
was-
got like side because we just talked about things
sorry,
he doesn't even know.
Yeah, I haven't even seen any of those. Detective Pikachu. I want to shout out Detective
Actually,
Pikachu.
that was very good.
Pretty
My
fun.
That
daughter
was good.
really enjoyed that.
Agreed.
Way, way better than it had any right to be. So
Correct.
I'll,
I teared up, bro.
yeah,
It was good.
I'll shout out Detective Pikachu. Second part of Black Wyver's question is, what game would you like to be adapted into a live action next?
Well, God of War is coming.
God of War's coming. Horizon's coming. Based on Wikipedia,
Can
stuff
I have
from English,
Uncharted as a TV show?
That would be fun.
yeah, with
Instead
Mark
of the
Wahlberg
movie?
on the opposite side of the planet from that.
No,
As a movie,
recast that.
I don't think movie did it justice because they had to cut it so quickly.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
think a TV show would do it justice.
Agreed.
I think giving it that like mystery time to build, you know what I mean, and then actually going to different places around the world and fleshing that out, I think that would work. I want Infamous. I still can't believe that, like, again, given how big the MCU has been for how long, that we don't have a live action Infamous project where again you have like a superhero thing but in a different way.
They want live service games.
They want live
They
service
want
games.
live service.
I want an
games.
Infamous movie.
It would be amazing.
would be
Cole is
fun.
a fantastic character.
I'm saying, Denny, what movie do you want from what game?
So my lifelong dream as a child and growing up was to see a Sonic movie. So I can't. There's nothing else I
Can't
want.
ask
I
for
am
more.
Movies are fantastic. Made my daughter a Sonic fan.
sorry.
like look
My
at Denny's
daughter is a Sonic
background.
fan because of
Yeah.
these movies.
Hello, my water bottle.
That's
Hey,
right. Yeah, you're
As soon as
Sonic
it said
stan.
Sonic, he put it up. He's like,
Like you
Sonic."
fap to Sonic, bro.
Only on Tuesdays.
Oh, okay.
He's a furry, and we all know it.
right.
course.
Oh, you got a blue suit somewhere.
I mean,
He does.
his fantasy critic name is Blue Balls. So
I thought it was Blue Blurs. Did I misspell that again?
no, I think I combined your Blue Blurs and Court's old balls into Blue Balls. And now I kind of wish that it was Blue Balls.
I mean, that does make sense.
Rice, any video
Well, our
games you want
scores
in a
make
movie?
it, make it that. So
Yeah, I'm thinking. I never really landed on one here. It's hard for me because I have so many gripes with like adaptations, and I actually
That
like.
Assassin's Creed movie.
I had this like for a long time. I had this like thing where I was like, if a thing was adapted, then I won't support it because I think that the game was kind of special because it was the game.
Mhm.
So I had that kind of mental separation my whole life. Like, man, when they came out with Dragon Ball Evolution, I'm even mad that I'm giving up a platform
The
for
now
that
second
movie.
worst movie of all
my
time.
God.
Yeah, dude, it just like hurt me so much.
Jesus. You just
so, yeah,
actively
give
made
me
my
your
nice worse.
Bryce, give me your Assassin's Creed movie, how it should have been done.
Ooh.
Oh man, I would have really loved. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I would have really loved to see Desmond as a movie because the games. Well, first of all, they're dated now, and because it's become such a huge franchise, the Desmond storyline was actually kind of it became a legend, and I would have loved to see that flesh out, and maybe even such a more kind of fleshed out plot for him in the present, rather than focusing on the historical stuff and then the animist stuff. Because yeah, it made sense. It was ramping up to this whole idea that the assassins and the Templars were fighting in the real world in modern times, and I would have loved to see it, and it just never got there.
That could have been cool.
Could have been cool.
Our last question comes from Deniro-kun,
Ooh.
writing in clearly from I think Denny meant to post this from his alt account blueball69 and clearly posted on main. Question for the group: what today being Mother's Day? Shout out to all the moms out there.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Who is the best mom in gaming?
Mom or mommy? Whoa,
There's
sorry.
a difference.
Sorry, I
different
forgot what podcast we're on.
He said mom. He said mom.
Okay. Mom
Oh
was
shit, typo. My bad, guys. Sorry.
Mother Brain?
Is that a good mom though?
It's the easiest answer. It's the most famous one.
Cooking mama. I don't even know if she's a mom. I
Who's a
struggle to.
mom?
I genuinely struggle to think of any good mom in video games.
What's the one guy, the girl from God of War?
Freya? Would you say she's a good mother?
No, she's a terrible mother.
I'm saying,
No.
She did try to get revenge though.
like even like Pokemon, like the mom in that game is always like, "You're 10, fucking out of my house, bro. On your
Get
way.
lost so I can
Here-
bang the professor. Like, yeah.
Here are shoes and 500 fucking coins. Leave."
I took some money from your savings. Hope that's okay.
Wow, there really isn't very good mom role models in video games. Unless we're just missing the boat
I'm
here.
gonna pull up. I'm gonna kind of Google some stuff here and see.
Yeah,
Because I'm trying to think of one, and like I genuinely can't. Spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2. Spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2. Spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2. Dina, I would say is a good mom.
Ooh.
We're not gonna spoil it, but I would
To
say
even
so.
get pregnant, it was very not.
I mean,
Okay.
in
Let's see.
the initial bit, not the best decisions, but she's a good mom as things go. I'll say that much. Elena, Yennefer,
Jennifer? No,
Jennifer-
not so much.
she kind of fucks off and leaves her alone for quite a while.
Not so much. That's
Elena,
That's
Elena,
probably
I
bad.
feel like Elena's a great mom from Uncharted.
okay. No, you're right. You know
yeah.
what? She is a good mom,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she plays Crash Bandicoot. That's two good.
Oh,
moms there.
winner.
Yeah.
Uh,
Elmira from Final Fantasy VII. Good
Hmm.
mom. Good mom?
Nyx from Hades.
Not a good mom. Not a good mom.
But the actual mom is a good mom.
Not a good.
Yeah, true.
Right in, folks. If you know any good moms in gaming, right in, because clearly I don't know.
I guess
man.
Clementine sort of is a mom, becomes a mom in The Walking Dead final
But
season.
is that a good thing?
No, it's
Again,
not. It
bringing
was out of
babies
survival.
into dystopia. Like, just what? Can we
Yeah.
stop doing
But again,
that?
despite that, are they a good mom? I don't know. I've never finished.
Clementine
finished
took
it.
care of yeah. She did the best that she could with what she had,
Okay, fair.
which
fair.
is what moms do.
Which is what moms do. I don't have any other
I
moms that come to
Totally
mind.
thought of the wrong Clementine.
Oh,
You
bro.
thought of like an
Also-
actual Clementine?
Also,
Oh,
this
you thought of an adult film star.
totally
That's
takes
a
No.
me down to
No,
different
I was
tangents,
thinking
but
Thought
about
of a fruit.
this Caillou's friend.
with everything that's going on in these dystopian worlds, and they no longer have access to a lot of things, probably including deodorant. They must all smell real bad.
Oh, I thought about this so many times.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Every
Rice is on my
protagonist
wavelength.
that we
Kenny's on my
play-
wavelength.
Yeah.
They must smell
Yeah.
bad. dude.
That brings
They
us
never
to the
take showers.
show, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and watching Court. We sure have missed you. It's good to have you back, my friend. Where can people see more from you?
I don't know. I'm barely on social media anymore.
Are you
can
back
just
on Free
find me
Dads yet?
here. I haven't done that in like almost a month, but yeah, I'll be there on Wednesday. I think
Yeah.
they were at PAX.
Go check
I'm
Court
just,
out on Free
I'm
Dads.
just, dude. I
Just
don't got
just
time
vibing,
for
bro.
things now.
Just
You can't
vibing.
find me anywhere.
And don't look for him in real life.
You can find me at the rink. I'm always at the rink.
Find
True.
Court at the rink. Denny, my dude, where can people find you?
Instagram and what's the other one? Twitch. There we go.
Jesus Christ, dude, that was.
The
You know what? I
your-
threw him
your
off by
side.
me just not caring,
right?
and he's like,
Your side
you know
right
what? I
there.
don't care either.
This
It's literally
icon.
on the back of your wall.
Yeah, this one right here, this Twitch
That
sign.
one. That thing. Yeah, you can find me there.
Yeah.
And any other socials are my link tree. So linktree/Didirican Gaming.
Go find Denny in all the spots. Rice, my boy. Where can people see you?
A Linktree/Rice BOYYY TV, as well as We Are Minnow. You can find me on both those link trees. Check it out.
Go find Rice in all the spots as well. Of course, you can find me here at Console Creatures, and you can find my words over at butwhythough.net as well. And you can find me absolutely tearing up the fucking Fantasy Critic as things are and as things should be and as they will
Rigged.
be into
Matt
perpetuity.
absolutely tearing ass.
That is the end of this week's show, folks. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week. Peace and love. Bye.
Bye.